Good evening. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Angelina.
And I'm Sarah.
And we're the Grimke Sisters.
What was your life like growing up?
We were born and raised in a well-to-do family in South Carolina. Our father was a Supreme Court judge for the state and a successful plantation owner. He was the master of well over 100 slaves.
We were not the only Grimke children. Our parents bore 14 children. She was the sixth child, born in 1792, and I was the 13th, born in 1805. We were raised in a household that publicly profited from and supported slavery while adhering to strict religious interpretations of the proper rules for men and women.
You've previously mentioned your very personal connection to slavery, saying, and I quote, "Perhaps I am indebted partially to this, for my lifelong detestation of slavery has brought me in close contact with these unpaid toilers." Is this correct? Did slavery have that large of an effect on you personally?
Yes, I have said that in the past. During our childhood, our father often held us to the highest standard of discipline, sometimes making all of us children work in the fields picking cotton. This tied me to the issue of slavery and really allowed me to change my perspective on the issue.
How did that influence who you are / what you became involved in?
Existing in an environment surrounded by slavery and inequality regarding gender, we both came to detest many fundamentals of society in the South and decided to convert to Quakerism and move north to Philadelphia.
Converting to Quakerism made us outcasts in the South, but we weren't wholeheartedly accepted by the Quaker community in the North either, considering they viewed us to be radical abolitionists.
What issues were you involved in?
We sought to spark change in slavery, religion, and gender equality.
We became known social activists for these different issues, going against the norms of society.
What motivated you to involve yourself?
It was our upbringing that motivated us the most. Living on a plantation and having our father own slaves allowed us to see firsthand the hardships and cruelties of slavery. The way they were treated deeply aggravated us and caused a severe rift between the two of us and our family.
Witnessing this inequality inspired us to question other possible faults of society.
We did it.
What were your goals and how did they defy the norms of society?
We addressed public meetings, speaking to audiences of both men and women, which was considered to be outside the guidelines of a decent woman. Our goal was to raise awareness for the mistreatment of both slaves and women, and also encourage more women reformers to take a stand.
What did you envision as solutions?
We relied on the power of education, publishing a number of literature pieces ridiculing racial discrimination and encouraging women to join the abolitionist movement for the sake of white womanhood as well as the slave community.
Being devout Quakers and deeply religious women, our abolitionist and feminist sentiments were derived from biblical arguments.
Were there any obstacles?
We were criticized by many male public speakers in the press. They would say that it was not suitable for women to speak on the anti-slavery movement. Each attack on our ideals and the way we operated only motivated us to continue our work.
A group of ministers wrote a letter citing the Bible that reprimanded us for stepping out of the woman's proper sphere, which at the time was silence and submission.
Last question. How did you affect the issue?
As we began to attract larger audiences, we began to speak in front of a wide variety of people, both men and women, and those of several races and religions.
We mainly spoke for the anti-slavery movement and shared our personal first-hand experiences with slavery on our family's plantation.
Thank you for coming in today.